There's no bullshit to our BS. We're gonna review like TS. Transcendental meditation because it's other level.
I'm so happy right now. I take back these.
Do not listen to us because we might be the devil. Satanism isn't a thing. There you go. See, I did it.
I'm saving it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try to find somebody to write a little tune to that, and we are gonna make it happen. We just need some more.
There you go.
I'm not hiring that lady again to redo our intro. I'm not hiring her. I'm hiring somebody else. Okay.
You should talk to Isaac. He has several instruments that he plays.
I will text him.
He programs like a maniac.
I will text him. Okay, I can't do it right now. All right, now will you guys?
You I like how your face got mad.
I'm
like,
not
how
mad.
dare you want your son to be part of this? I'm sorry. I'm Captain Nepotism. He works for me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of BS Drunk Movie Reviews. This is a weekly podcast, and we do upload the video version of this to our YouTube channel, so you can check us out there. My name is Matt, and as always, I am being joined by my sister, Vetta.
Hi, guys.
And on this episode, we are being joined by a special guest, one of our other siblings, and that is our brother, Don. Don, how you doing?
Doing great.
Awesome.
I'm excited to talk about Brainscan.
Thank you for bringing it up. As he just mentioned, Brainscan is our movie. Choose from chainsaw, dismemberment, nightmare, Just satisfy your sickest fantasies with Brainscan. Sounds killer, right? So this movie came out in 1994.
Is that the tagline for Brainscan?
No, it was the ad that the kid read
in the
newspaper, but he skipped over.
Very good, very good.
Thank you.
That guy wasn't a kid. Hashtag he was 27.
Yeah, all right, cool.
The only person that played the exact age of the person that their character was Edward Furlong.
Thank you. Okay, so before we get started on reviewing this movie, we are going to ask the most important question, and that is, what are you drinking? And we're going to start with you, Don. What are you drinking for tonight?
I started with this newfangled drink called bourbon, and then I mixed it with a very new soda called Coke.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay, great. I'll have to try it sometime. Very.
If you want the recipe, it's half bourbon, little ice, half Coke.
Great. Vetta, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a Trickster.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
And what is that?
So it has rum in it, orange. I say this wrong every time. Curacao. Thank you.
Caraco. Don says Caraco.
Thank you. Whatever.
But not blue.
Ginger. No, it's not. It's orange.
Okay.
And ginger syrup, lime juice. And I did not add the bitters because I don't like bitters.
I don't like bitters.
They want to put them in everything.
Yeah,
that
they do.
And pineapple juice, I'm over.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat as you. All right. So I am drinking
pineapple juice? You're over pineapple juice?
Yeah, it's in every fucking drink, and it's not that great.
And it's delicious.
My goodness. It is not delicious. Stop it. All right. So I am drinking what is called the Brain. And this is just...
Is it got curdled milk in it?
That's okay. So this is just supposed to be visually stimulating because it's supposed to look like a brain. But let me just tell you right now, it looks like cum in a glass. But okay. So it is.
Yeah.
It is peach
Next time we're going to review Saltburn. Next week we'll be reviewing Saltburn.
We are not reviewing Saltburn yet. Okay. So this is peach snobs with Irish cream and a little bit of grenadine. I want to just be honest. You can totally, because it does look like curdled milk.
It's chewy. There's no way you're drinking that and it's not chewy.
It's totally, it's like, it is chewy. I don't like solids in my beverages, and it's like drinking, it's like drinking boba tea.
Oh my God, you monster. I don't like solids in my beverage.
Remember when you and I tried to make the drink the eye?
The eye, yeah.
It looked like that too.
Yeah, it looked like that too, yeah.
God.
Yeah, but that didn't have milk in it for real though. I don't remember. Yeah, all right.
It did.
That looks like morel mushrooms in a glass.
Well, maybe that's
the science experiment out of the fridge.
All right, so let's talk about the Brain Scan movie. Okay, so now Vetta, Don, had either one of you seen this before tonight?
Okay, so truth, I haven't seen it, but then when I Googled it and just a little bit of things, because 1994, kind of my jam, I definitely have seen pictures of the Trickster at some
For
point
sure.
in my life. I had not seen the movie because obviously I wasn't ingesting a ton of dog shit during my high school years, but
I totally had seen this because I had
you saw it.
I saw
I
it too.
did because I had such a thing for Edward Furlong. I saw everything he was in at that time because he's around my age, and I just was like, "Oh yeah, I don't even care." But
Yeah.
Nice.
You saw
nice.
T2 and you just got a little gush going
Yep.
on and was like, yep,
was
that's fair.
super excited, and from there, all of the movie had to say was Edward Furlong, and I was like, "I have my
Mhm.
money. I'll
Mhm.
watch it."
Have you Googled him now?
Yeah, no, now not a chance in hell.
Yeah. He looks like he's going to try to buy something off you if you bring it into his Pawn Stars episode.
No, he looks like he's
He
gonna
looks
chop
Chum
off my
Lee.
feet and keep them.
I think he looked, well, I mean, I think that Chum Lee, if he could make $1, would do that. But yes, I think he looks like any of those Pawn Star guys, except for the main one who's just a little bit too old, and the dead one. He's not the dead one.
He's not the dead one. All right. So, okay. So, I had seen this movie also. Okay. So, real quick, I just want to
Wow.
talk.
So only one somebody is looking at it through 1924 eyes.
Yes,
but 1924 because that's the year of our, right before
Our
the
Lord.
stock crash.
Yes. Okay. So now I want
Okay,
to.
2024.
I'm going to talk about some of my favorite moments of this movie, but I want to talk first. Before I talk about these moments, I want to ask you one more question, you guys. Don, Vetta, would either one of you would have played Brainscan
Oh yeah,
if it was
for
presented?
I had
sure.
Sega CD, bitch.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, I was just curious. Sorry, my coaster came with my drink. Okay.
Oh, I thought maybe you had dropped a morel mushroom into your lap.
Yes,
That's what I thought too, 'cause that cup doesn't have
Obviously,
that in
the
it. I
drink
was
you
like,
just picked up was not
it's
the
not.
Brainscan
It's my
drink.
backup because I don't want to drink peach schnapps, so I made this backup drink.
Posers.
Listen, I'm gonna drink it. Look,
drinking my
I'm drinking
drink,
it.
and I don't like ginger apparently in my beverages, but
Yeah. Oh my god. You haven't fallen for the fucking fake news that is spicy cocktails?
No.
I hate that shit.
Spicy. Okay. All right. So Brainscan. I just want to say I did
mustard and bananas. I'm there for it all day.
Yes, mustard and bananas.
In a
wow,
beverage?
this is going off the rails. Okay, so
That's a deep brain scan cut.
Yes, because I got it. All right. Okay.
You cheated.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Listen to me. We're gonna talk about Brainscan now.
Okay? So anyway, you have a format, and my job is to keep inside that format. So if you had explained it to me beforehand, it probably would have helped, but we're here now.
It's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so Brainscan. I forgot that there was a backstory to Edward Furlong's character, which I was thoroughly engrossed with, even though it was like 2 seconds. The car crash and the
gross knee,
the gross knee, which I thought it just looked like eggs painted red and just plopped on top of his knee. Yeah, I didn't think it looked very good.
Like when he pulled it up from the dream at the beginning of the thing. I thought, honestly, I will say, and this is just my thought, when he wakes up from the car crash that killed his mother and hobbled him.
Mm-hmm.
When he pulls up his pajama pants to check on is my knee still there? It was. And also, I will say this: his knee makeup, best makeup of the entire film.
No, I'm talking about when he was in the rain. When he's in the rain.
No, he's talking about when he's like crawling across to his mom, and it looks like they just took a head of cauliflower.
You mean when it was dark and I couldn't tell what was going on because of the pixelation of the YouTubes?
Sure. Yes. Yes, the pixelation. Okay. So he ends up, long story short, he ends up getting this game called Brainscan, and
Wait a minute. That's not a long story short. Let's make it a long story long.
No,
he is read by his friend, his High five besties forever. Was that what it is? Besties
Yes.
Forever.
Because we
Which
all
was
during the
amazing
90s
Kyle.
were like,
teenage
hey
boys
man,
do.
let's seem real gay and best friends forever. Because we were real into that in the 90s. We're like, oh, can we seem gay? It wasn't a thing that happened at all.
Which I just have to say real quick.
Tyler, was that guy's name Tyler?
Kyle.
Kyle.
I remember because, okay, the thing about Kyle is I did not like Kyle. I don't know how you guys felt about Kyle. And I could feel like I didn't like Kyle because Kyle went from 0 to 60 real fucking quick. Like when he came over to check on him and he's like, what was Ed Furlong's Michael? When he's like,
Michael.
yeah, he's like, hey Michael, ding 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 ding. And he's like, Michael, you fucking asshole. And I'm like, why
Been
don't
out
you
here
call
for
him?
an hour.
Yeah, I'm all like, you waited an hour? I would have left after like 5 minutes. And I'm like,
The
he's
whole
not
thing.
home.
So, hot take on the whole movie, it is very 90s. Like I felt like this movie was trying to be a basically like a Dream Warriors music video, MTV. It was so MTV.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, like especially with when the Trickster
like
showed
even
up.
to the creepy, like I feel like a lot of music videos in the 90s or late 80s, early 90s were like, I'm a peeping Tom creep and I'm gonna watch you and just put all these emotions on you. And then when I come to your door in the rain, I'll be fulfilled as a white man that you were like, ooh, I was waiting for you just to come over. I had no feelings of my own until you showed up.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. But yeah, no. Okay, so I wanted to talk about some of the before we talk about the murders because I found the murders super fun.
There's a lot before the murders.
Yeah, I want to talk about.
I think you want to talk about the fact that he had taken his computer out of the housing so that it was just a tube sitting on his desk without an actual like plastic safety configuration.
Yeah, I did.
That the thing?
Yes.
Or the fact that he had
himself and he just hadn't got to that
Igor.
I
did you ever buy a monitor without a plastic thing around it?
No.
I don't know.
No,
you didn't. No, I do know. You did not.
You didn't because it wasn't a thing. Okay, so I wanted to talk. Now that Don brought it up, I wanted to talk about Igor, his phone system, because I don't know.
Also, the voice of the Trickster.
Yeah, I don't know if that was. Thank you. I don't know if it was possible to have Igor back in '94.
It was not.
Igor was very advanced. I was like, he's like, hey,
in
Igor.
1994, the most impressive thing was to my friends. There were two things. A, I had a beeper.
Nice.
B,
Jelly.
I had my own phone line, which I didn't. I shared it with my sister, who in 1994 no longer lived at our house.
No, I did.
I know. You did.
I graduated in 96, dude. But anyways.
Whatever.
Okay, so
that's on you.
That is on me. It's fine. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to ask you guys about was I wanted to talk about some of the characters, okay? Because the one I wanted to talk about most was the Trickster, okay? Because I have to be honest with you, the Trickster drove me mental. Like I'm all like, you're just crazy. I don't know what's going on with you, dude. But he's all like, first he's all like, I want you to commit these murders, and then he's all like, I don't want to get you caught, and then he's like trying to get him caught, and I'm all like, you are. I
think his fingers.
He did have long fingers.
Okay, so two things. Amazingly long fingers. That's where he started off.
And a big boy.
That's the trick, because his name is the Trickster, right? So when Vetta's like, I can't, or whoever, was it you? I can't believe he's tricking people or telling untruths. His name is the fucking Trickster. But the real reason his name is the Trickster was because of the ladies, right? He had long fingers. They were like, oh, and then button dick. That was the trick. Super long fingers. He was like, you know what this means, right?
Okay, good point. All right. So, okay, now let's get into this brain scan game, because
I love that you just move through the topics, because we could spend much more time talking about the Trickster.
Fine, let's talk about the Trickster, okay? His eating habits are disgusting. Like he's all like, Like he's all
He's
like,
gonna get salmonella.
But
yeah,
then,
well,
okay,
well,
wait,
he
wait,
was
wait,
well.
wait,
First
wait,
off, he
wait,
started.
Matthew,
Go ahead.
Matthew. I am taking over here.
Take
His
over.
Okay, wait. His eating habits have to do what is he? Is he a computer program? Is he a living being? Because if he's a computer program, why is he eating?
Hmm.
To
So
make
he's
you
not
feel better.
I don't think he's a computer program. I have to be honest with you. I thought
Okay,
he was
so
like
is he a supernatural being? What do
I
you think
think
he is?
I think
I
so.
did.
I
I
mean,
thought he
when
was like a demon.
that's what I
Okay, I
thought.
mean that's
I
fair.
mean,
I
when
don't know
he
what he was.
well, when he starts to suck face with Edward Furlong in the end, and they just meld together into that
But
weird creature
that
thing,
seemed okay.
I was all
That
like,
seemed
yeah, there's.
computer programming to me. Because you know
I
what
think
okay, Matthew, question, because as
John.
the host of this podcast, if you don't know the answer, you're failing. What year was the Lawnmower Man?
What year was the lawnmower? Wasn't that was in the 90s too? It was. It
Oh,
had
I
to
know that part of it.
be. Well, it had to be. Hold on, I'm just
Because
thinking
I'm wondering if this is a reaction to the lawnmower or if it was a precursor to the Lawnmower Man. Because it just seemed like it wanted to showcase
1992.
the technology.
Matt
Okay,
doesn't
so
know.
this is a reaction to the lawnmower. Because that's what it felt like to me. It felt like they were like, oh, that Lawnmower Man, it was so cutting edge, it was so cool. It wasn't.
It was not.
Well,
But they wanted to do that thing. Like the thing with because I'm much more smart about movie trivia than Matthew is, just so we know. There was this thing called 9576 Evil, something like that. And I remember that whole thing where you're like shooting down a tube towards another tube, and that was what the internet was. Like through the phone lines.
You mean
Right?
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Like that too. Yeah, 100%. 100% to
yes.
that. But the horror context was all these things. And I feel like the Lawnmower Man, 976 Evil, all these things where it's like, we've got this idea of what the internet actually is, which was like, no, you don't. You don't have any clue because no one has any clue. In the 2024s, we really don't have any clue what the internet is.
Right on.
I mean, we know what it is, but we don't know what it is.
Yes. Okay. So the trickster, his eating habits are really weird to me because he's all like, I just had a little snack, but most of his snack was all over the floor. And then he's just mixing things together that don't go together. I mean, it was just disgusting. But and I have to say, when he's all
like those nails and those gloves, they didn't go together.
Right. And he also was all like, I wouldn't rat you out even if they plucked out my eyes. And all he did was he just put his fingers like this, and a little bit of blood, like a little bit of red juice came out of his eyes. I was like, you didn't pluck out your own eyes. You should have literally plucked them out.
So you're
like,
saying that wasn't hardcore enough, right?
That was not hardcore.
Do it right now.
No, because
I got glasses on, or I would do it.
Well, I mean, you're right. That is true. You have glasses on, so so now I can't do it. Anyway, anyways, for those who are listening on our podcast, I just put on glasses. So, okay. So, I want to move off the trickster because
the only person that's drinking here is me.
I am drinking. I'm drinking.
Bullshit.
I'm drinking, you fucking asshole.
I have 2 drinks here, almost done.
Oh, 2 full drinks? Oh
yeah,
my
and
God.
I'm about to drink this brain cocktail. This is disgusting. I can't. I don't think I can.
Jimmy and honey here.
It's really is disgusting. It's like I'm going to. It's like drinking boba tea, but way worse.
Matthew.
Boba tea's gross.
Oh my God, you should not have chugged that, you gross person.
It was gross.
God,
it was.
Used
gross.
to come to peer. Suck it, suck it.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So now I want to talk about the Brainscan game. All right.
No,
so first
I won't let you.
Okay, well then that's fine. I can mute you. Anyways, so I don't get the logistics of this game, right? Okay, so
no one does.
Well, because he puts in the CD and then he gets like brainwashed or whatever, where he's just like
Okay.
No, it's
Okay.
hypnotized. He gets hypnotized
Yeah,
and he like
yeah.
leaves
But
And
out.
then
I
the
will say
trickster
this.
is talking to him.
Okay, but that's the hypnotized part. Like, you're getting sleepy. But I'll say this, prescient. The game's prescient because it's like you're gonna see some things, it's gonna make you do some things.
Yeah.
I can't watch a fucking Netflix video where it's like there's flashing lights and instances of anal sex and please be warned. So I mean, I'm not calling this game Notre Dame or the movie, but I'm also like, they got a couple things where they're like, hey man, and then they're like, if you watch it, do some deep breathing. And there's not anything on TV that I don't watch nowadays that I have to watch. F Boy Island, I'm like, breathe in the breaths, blow out the bubbles.
Right on. Okay. So he goes to commit the
I'm not
first
going to be
murder.
in any of those episodes, kids. I'm getting
That's-
edited out.
Okay. So he goes, okay, so he goes and commits the first murder.
I'm having so much fun.
I'm having so much fun too. So he goes to commit the murder, right? And he kills this man in his bedroom. I just want to say this man had the craziest bedroom ever. He had like metal like
90s.
shelving, and he had the Asian spa thing where you go behind and you undress.
You mean
and then
hand job hut?
yes, the hand job hut. And he had that in his bedroom.
I mean, let's
don't
use the political correct terms. Hand job hut.
hand
I'm
job hut.
enjoying your faces right now.
So he commits this first murder, right? He stabs this poor man
Did he?
back. He did. He did.
Did he?
He stabs this poor man in the back just
Does
like
he?
4 times. And then
Is that what the end of the movie tells us?
right now
we're
it's going to
not
be the end of
to
this
the end
episode.
yet. But we're not to the end yet.
We're not to the end.
So we're
So
working through it.
We're working through it slowly but surely. Who's Shirley? Anyways, so he commits this
She's
first
dirty.
murder. My favorite part was when he killed this man. Is
That's your
when
favorite
oh my
part?
God,
He's
it's not
not
my
done
favorite part. I am not done with my sentence. So he kills this
That's
man,
your
right? And
fucking
he's
favorite
like,
part. How
take
is
a
that
souvenir. And he's like, take a souvenir. And this kid's idea of taking a souvenir is to cut this poor man's foot off. He takes the whole foot. But I like how the guy is like, he's like, check to see if he's dead. And all he does, he's like, kicks him, right? And then he goes and he's like, take a souvenir. And he starts to cut his foot off. And the guy just pops up out of nowhere. And he just punches him in the face. And that like knocks him out. And I'm all like, what I'm like, you can't that wouldn't just wake me, that wouldn't like knock me out and then I wouldn't wake back up when you're cutting my foot off.
So my question is if you were told to take a souvenir from a murder, what would you take? Because Edward Furlong did what most serial killers do. Take a body part that, or something like that, or hair, or I mean, he could have taken anything. He could have taken a, little Chotsky off one of the shelves. Not the whole fucking foot.
Pretty baller move to take the whole foot, though. And obviously, even in the part where he takes the foot, is it me or I mean, I'm not 100% sure on this, but wasn't it missing a couple toes, or am I just
I don't know, but I don't like feet
harkening
anyway.
back to the dog carrying the foot around?
Yeah, I think you're thinking that because when the dog's carrying it, it is missing its little toe.
Yeah.
It may be the one next to it, but I'm not 100 on that one.
Okay, can I ask you guys a question? When he so he commits the murder, right? And then later on, he's all like, "There was a witness." Did any of you, for a short period of time, think the cat was the witness, or is that just me? Like I was like,
cat? Is there a cat?
Yeah, there's a cat, like an orange cat,
there's
watching him kill his
Yeah.
owner. And cats are dickheads. That cat didn't even try to help out his owner. He was just
Cats
died.
aren't witnesses to anything. In fact, cats are like, during a whole Trump trial, all cats will say is, "I don't recall."
Gotcha. Okay.
They're totally like, yeah, I wasn't there. I don't know. But my whole thing is this,
No.
like,
I wasn't there is perjury. I don't recall.
Well, if anybody asks me about this, I don't recall. Okay.
You don't
So my whole thing is for that whole murder, because there was a witness. At any time, what did
You
they
guys,
witness? Did he witness
this
him
whole thing, you are crazy, every one of you, because we are not even talking to the lead up to the murder. There's a party next door. Edward Furlong, aka Michael Bowers, is like,
Mhm.
Dad, I really miss you. I wish we could see each other. And Dad's like, and I mean, obviously some of this is hyperbole, but it's like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be in Toronto for a few more months, son, banging whores while I do business. I know. I said I would be back soon, but this is really nice time because you suck, kid. That
Right.
scar on your knee and that limp.
Yeah, you cripple. Your mom
Yeah,
was
100%,
the only
right?
thing I liked
And
about
then-
you.
And then there's that part where he's like camcordering. He's got a tripod set up to watch what's her name, who's
Kimberly.
actually pretty hot. And then you see a little side titty and you get excited.
You
And then
thought
they're
she
like,
was hot?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
I didn't-
hot.
I didn't think she was hot.
It
at
was
all.
90s hot. That girl was 90s hot.
Maybe she was 90s
You know who
hot.
wasn't 90s
know.
hot? Stacy.
Who's Stacy?
the
The
girl,
girl in
chair?
the-
Oh, yeah,
lounge
Stacy.
chair.
Which I want to talk about that also. I
I
have
would
that in
have
my
punched
notes.
her in the face.
Okay, we'll
That
talk about
ginger bitch.
we'll talk about Stacy in a minute. Wow, you are so angry. Okay, so
But my whole thing is what did Kyle
'Cause I'm-
witness? Did Kyle just witness him leaving the
I
house
think-
because he was there for like an hour?
no, he says it
whatever?
later on. He says it's because he knew you the best and everything. And I think it's just because, which Kyle really wanted to play that brain scan game. I forgot to mention that when we were talking about
Yeah.
Kyle
Yeah,
and
give
everything.
him the brain scan game.
It wouldn't have worked anyways because it doesn't work after you play it the first time.
I don't know how supernatural video game
Sure.
CD-ROMs
Well, then
work.
that
I would-
can't be true because the way the movie ends.
Yeah, this movie
false.
is a puzzle.
It is a puzzle. Okay, so the
A
second
horribly puzzle. It's missing. If it is a 1,000-piece puzzle, you open that box, there are 500 pieces.
right on.
Okay, so the second murder.
Is Kyle. Now
Yes.
I don't know about you
Who we
guys.
don't see. Can
We
I say
don't
this
s-
before you go into your thing, before you mute me?
I believe
Kyle.
you.
The entire time, didn't you think he was going to open the refrigerator and not a foot but Kyle's head? Did you not think there was going to be Kyle's head in that fucking refrigerator?
I don't
didn't
know.
think it was going to be his head, but I did think there was going to be some.
Yeah,
part
I
of
thought it.
him.
Yeah, I
Not
thought the
that
same thing.
necklace
Not the necklace. No,
that
like
didn't look like anything.
Oh,
Because-
that was a '90s necklace for sure.
for sure. I agree. But
Oh.
then
yeah,
when,
like a tribal tattoo. You are correct.
well, because when he pulls out the necklace, when I rewatched it, so I was like, well, what's that?
Who's
And they're like,
we?
he's
Who'd
like,
you watch this with?
with my wife, and I was like, and then which she.
Oh,
was saying-
you're a bad husband.
So then we go over to the third disc where he has to get rid of the evidence, right? And he's got to get rid of some footprints, okay? And he goes to Kyle's house and he gets rid of the footprints. What, Don? What now? What?
No, I wasn't. I was fine.
No, you weren't fine.
I
You were
go-
giving
I
me
go
the
like-
double chin
Like
look. where,
we're speeding through things. Like we haven't.
we
even
are speeding
talked about,
through things.
We haven't talked about the horror club and the fact that that principal weird man who definitely has molested at least someone, if not, I mean, maybe a full-grown person, maybe not.
Let's talk about the horror club. Did you like the
I love
horror
it.
club? Yeah, I love the horror club too. I would
You
have
know
been a
what?
part of it.
So this is the thing. The horror club. Direct reaction to Summer School with Mark Harmon. I feel it. You watch it. Let's cut off right now. We'll both watch Summer School, all three of us,
I will
and then we'll
not.
come back in 20 minutes.
Oh, I
I-
do love summer school. It is amazing.
Everyone loves Summer School. Tell me you weren't getting Summer School vibes from Horror Club
I mean, maybe.
and
That
from the
was-
whole thing. Tell me that Tyler Kyler isn't the blonde dude in Summer School.
Oh, I know the dude you're talking about.
Boom.
I don't think it's the same guy.
No, it's not the same guy, but
Oh.
it's that vibe.
His name was Dave, by the way, in that movie.
Oh, thanks.
Good for you.
You remembered a
David.
name?
Well, and I
Yeah,
remember.
I mean,
and
Matthew,
the other
our
kid was called
least-
Chainsaw.
Our least smart sibling. Good job.
It was Dave and Chainsaw, because I remember at the end when they come in,
Right.
like he's like, "Ease," and they were faking out the lady, the fat lady, and there's like
Yeah.
the new teacher, and they're like, we're not just what did she say? We're not just students, we're psychopaths. Isn't that what you
Yes.
said? Yeah. Anyways,
Good for
okay.
you.
Oh, fuck you.
Man, you were
Fuck you.
sick.
Never
I
remembers
hate you. I
names.
hate you. Anyways, okay. So
Good job, man. That's why. That's why this is
I-
all going on. You were 6 and watched Summer School.
you know what? I feel like you guys treat me like I'm Ringo of the family, so you can suck it. Okay, anyways.
Not
Okay.
true at all.
Hey, man.
Whatever.
Who's still alive? McCartney and Ringo. I'm sorry, Vetta, because I'm definitely McCartney.
You're McCartney.
You're no, she's John.
You're McCartney.
John
though.
Lennon.
She's John. Everyone
You're
loves
John
her,
Lennon.
but she's dead.
Okay,
She's
anyway.
You're
John.
John Lennon for sure.
I don't understand why I can't be John, because everybody loves me.
Oh, we all
okay?
understand. You are Harrison at the very best.
Good, because he's my favorite. Anyways, okay, so let's get back to task, okay? And that is Brainscan. Okay, so we didn't really talk about
good job,
Horror
Vetta,
Club.
taking a drink. Matthew hasn't taken a drink in 20
I
minutes.
finished both of mine, assholes, and I don't want to leave, because as soon as I leave, I love you.
Oh, the tape stops? We can't
No.
keep talking?
So, all right, so he destroys the footprints evidence, but while he's there, right, the Trickster calls the detective who is on the case, which, by the way, we haven't talked about the detective, and I want to be honest with you, I don't give a shit now, because we need to get through this.
Okay,
Frank
can I say one
Langella?
thing? Why is the detective answering the phone at somebody
That's
else's
what
house?
I was gonna say. Why
Okay.
is he picking up the phone? Like,
Okay.
why are any of them answering the phone? Send that shit to voicemail, or the answer.
No.
And why
Listen,
are they
I
waiting
feel
so
like
late to
this.
take fingerprints? Shouldn't they have done this on
Yeah,
the
like
day
7
of the
days
murder?
afterwards to be like dusting with the worst paintbrush you ever saw in your life.
It's
And can
from
you
the
get-
dollar store.
Yeah, and can you get blood samples from ashes from a fire? I don't
Did
think
it
that's a
say
thing.
blood samples?
when that
Because I
when
couldn't
those-
read it because it was on
Yeah.
YouTube.
it said
He's
type B negative blood or
Mhm.
something like that. It did.
yeah, because I wrote that down in my notes. I was like, can you
I
get
don't
blood
know
samples
the
from?
answer.
Okay, well, that's fine. The answer is no for the sake of this podcast. Okay, so, I just want to say that evidence was collected unlawfully. He's not allowed to go into
Yeah,
his
yeah,
house.
yeah. They would
And-
lose.
Yeah,
There would
lose
be
the
a
case.
mistrial.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so
Because there's
the-
no warrant. He
So-
snuck in.
for sure. And so when he's okay, so then Edward Furlong is running through the forest, which I just want
And
to say
I
right
want
now.
to say this.
Say it. Yep.
Frank Langella, Dracula, the most evil.
You cannot
Of
get
evil.
ash from. You cannot get DNA from ash.
You know what? Satan, Dracula. Satan, Dracula. Satan, Dracula.
I can't. I am. I gotta take a drink. I can't right now. I am. You are.
What you
I don't.
drinking there?
I cannot tell you
Pepsi?
right now.
Ooh,
I cannot.
that Pepsi's
This is
gonna
rum and
fuck you
coke. You
up.
fucking
Trying that
dicko.
new drink.
I
rum and
cannot
Coke.
tell
Have
you
heard
guys
of
right
it?
now if I think Don is the best guest ever or the worst guest ever, because I'm happy, but at the same time you are driving me so crazy right now. Anyways, okay.
They're not mutually exclusive. I can
Yeah.
be the best and the worst. Have you not seen Troll 2?
No, I love that movie though. Anyways, okay, so this detective that's getting the fingerprint evidence, right? He's chasing Edward Furlong through the forest, like Robin Hood and Little John and everything. And
The smokiest forest
yes, and
in
I
New
love
Jersey.
I love how he dives into these bushes, and then that security guard or whatever the fuck he was for the construction site
Oh my
does
God!
not see him at his feet. I'm all like, he's
Or
right.
the dog
His
man. The
bush
dog
game
man
is
had
on
the same
point, though.
problem.
Yeah, the dog, yeah, and I'm all like, are these bushes
You're
so
like, they're
fucking
right
thick?
there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm all like,
apparently his bush game is on point
his
because
bush game, my bush game is on point too.
My
couldn't be
bush
seen by
game,
the guy walking
very,
his dog
very
who was a foot
bushy.
away.
And very
He
bushy.
couldn't be seen by the security guard whose foot was 10 feet
Whose
away.
foots
Like-
were. That's me.
He's
I
really
mean,
good at picking the
honestly-
best bushes there are.
But I will say this, from the part you see on the screen, I'm pretty close. just some foliage and like a little nubbin
A
peeking
little
out.
nubbin. Yes.
I'm
Yes.
pretty close to that, unless you get me excited, and then I'm a little more trickster
Right on. It's like
with
it's
the
like
fingers.
I'm the same way. It's like I feel like my penis are bigger than me. It looks like a bird's nest with an egg in it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, okay. So okay.
Yeah.
Now, as I was saying, okay. So
If you
he goes,
want a reference, audience, the internets, watch this show called The Masked Singer.
yes. Okay. Why does that have to do with anything? What are you talking
Oh,
about?
that part where in The Hangover where it looks like his like
Oh,
little
okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
I
All
like
right.
that.
Now
Ooh.
I get
I'll
it.
stop
Okay.
I'll stop explaining now because it was like that was good.
That was good. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I get it now.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, there it is. Anyways, okay. So back to Brainscan. Jesus Christ. Okay. So he goes into this construction.
Wait. Are you saying the trickster is Jesus Christ? Holy shit.
He could be.
Right now, I would like to meet Jesus Christ because I want to kill myself. Anyways, okay. So
And
And
he's
then he
hiding.
would take you to hell because that's a mortal sin.
I'm
Oh my
already
God.
in
Did you
hell
not
right now. I
sing
want
at
to.
the movie theater church that we went to?
So he is hiding in this construction site, and they're all looking for him now. And he's almost out of the clear, right?
Yeah.
But he gets caught, right, by
By
the
the principal.
principal. I just want to tell you right now, and Don mentioned this before. The principal was very creepy and very like, I want to suck this bad boy dick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's done something to some kids so they
Right.
could get out of detention for sure.
I think there is a path forward for the horror movie club. Unfortunately, it is it's going to be very hard.
No pun intended.
Not intended on Edward Furlong, aka Michael.
Right. So, but
Harder
Michael,
than the pavement was on his knees.
yes, but the principal gets his comeuppance because Edward Furlong is able
And
to.
was he the principal? I was like, was he a counselor? Was he the
That's a
dean of
good question.
students?
I just assumed he was the principal.
I mean, it's a great assumption. I also kind of sort of, but then when I was thinking of it as an administrator in the educational system, I was like, who exactly is this weird looking man with the bow tie?
That is a good question. Okay, so that guy, that principal adjacent, whatever he is, he gets his comeuppance by getting bricks, a bunch of bricks dropped on him, and I'm all like, I think he's dead.
Not Michael's fault.
Not Michael's fault, but at the same time, isn't it all Michael's fault at this point?
I mean, when we get to the end, we'll really have to hash that out.
We are not going to hash that out. I do not want
30 to 40 minutes on the ending.
We are not going to hash that out.
Including the cutscene.
No, we are not talking about any cutscene.
What?
No.
Matt,
Why did you invite me on a review of the movie?
I hate my life right now.
So, Matt, when you were watching this scene in the woods when they were looking for the guy, they had the searching and stuff, and they were drinking the flask. I have twofold for you. It reminded me when we did, oh shit, the Dark movie in our first season in October, and
the Dark Half?
No.
The Dark Crystal?
No.
Don, please stop naming movies just because they have the word
Remember
dark.
they left the bar to look for the guy in the woods.
Oh yes, it was the Tooth
American
Fairy.
Werewolf in London.
Don, I'm muting you if you talk again. You need to hold off for just 1 second. It was the Tooth Fairy, and I know exactly what you're talking about, and love that movie.
Yeah.
And they go to look for that dude.
Yeah, and the whole bar goes. That's what
Yeah,
the
the whole
search
bar
party
goes.
reminds
Yeah,
me of.
right. Because they all have weapons, which I'm all like, what are you all doing right now? What's going on here?
It specifically says, I know you guys have guns. Let's not bring them. So twofold, it also reminds me of the story of the guy who joins his own
Oh my
search
God. We're
party
going to talk. Okay.
because-
We need to talk about this. This is my favorite story ever.
Well,
Okay.
I think we should hold it until the end.
Okay. So so the detective, right? The detective's
Frank
assistant.
Langella, Dracula.
No, not Dracula.
No,
his
the other
the
one that was
shot
doing the
man?
fingerprint.
yeah, his
the fingerprint
partner,
guy.
his partner, right? So
You
he
mean the Dunkin' Donuts time to make the donuts, man?
is
Yes.
that what he's from?
No. But
Okay.
he looked just sort of like that in a droopy man kind of way.
So he ends up, so he's got his gun, right? And they're all like,
he has in the shoulder holster.
Yeah, and he's like, and everybody's like, and so the townsfolk, which are acting like, you know, like they like they're not in like New Jersey, they're acting like they're
time out.
Again.
Were they townfolk or just neighborhood people?
I think they were just neighborhood people, like suburban New Jersey suburban people, and
the town isn't as upset as the neighborhood.
I feel like
in that thing they keep going. This neighborhood's never had so many murders, unlike Hoboken, New Jersey. They didn't say that, but I felt like it was implied. Thank you, Chris Christie.
Anyways, yes, Chris Christie. Anyways, okay. So yeah, and I feel like they were so angry, like they were gonna shoot anybody. Because they were just like, I'm here. I brought my gun. I'm here to shoot somebody, and you're all like, what's going on?
But he specifically tells them not to bring their weapons.
Yes,
which cracks me up that they all
like
now have guns
brag,
and flasks.
Right? Which is yes, very much a what? Not a humble brag, but that makes me happy. Okay.
Like he's like, I know you guys aren't going to bring your guns. Wink, wink. And if you do, I will arrest you. Wink, wink.
Mix is better than white middle-aged men with guns and a flask. I mean,
was
that just says
person?
good time. What?
There was not. Anyways, okay. Okay, so the assistant to the detective, the other detective, he gets shot, okay? And they're all just standing around. And Dracula comes along, Mr. Fangella, whatever his fucking name is. He comes along.
He's haranguing this kid every time he's in his own neighborhood. What are you doing here? Move along. It's like, I live over there in that gothic weird house.
I want to talk about that house. I love that house. Anyways, okay.
I love that house.
So Frank, the Vangella, the detective, fucking Detective Dracula comes along.
Matthew,
and
where are your glasses?
Oh my God, I you're not allowed back. Okay, so I'm making an executive decision. You're not allowed back. Anyways, okay, so
you promised me
I don't give a shit. I don't care. I do not care. Whatever ring of hell I'm going to for keep breaking my promise, I'll go. Okay, so he doesn't.
Vetta are starting their own podcast.
Vetta, you can have him. You can have him. I'm done. He can edit the videos, all that stuff. Anyways,
subscriber levels through the roof.
He comes along and he's all like, his partner is shot, right? And he's all like, I told you all not to bring our guns. And I'm all like, that's it. That's it.
Who wants to tell his wife?
Yeah, that's what he said. Who wants to tell his wife? And I'm all like, that's it? That's all you're going to say, fucker? You're not going to arrest anybody here? You're not going to ask who shot your partner? I'm all like, that's it? Boo-hoo? I'm all like, that's insane.
Apparently, he didn't really like his partner. He's looking
because it was all a dream. Like a New York magazine.
Yeah, maybe Edward Furlong's subconscious doesn't understand how police work works. I don't know.
Okay, so...
that feels real.
All right, let's go to the fourth disc. Finally.
Is there a fourth disc?
Yes, because there's a last witness, Don. Did you watch this movie? Yes.
100% I watched this movie.
So the last witness is Kim. Kim witnessed him coming home from the murder of the detective and destroying the evidence, right? So she's got to go.
Which is great because she's taking pictures of him watching. He's taking pictures of her side boob on this camcorder. The whole time we're like, they're just watching each other the whole time. And then he's like super amazed, but I'll let you.
Yes. And so it goes to Kim's house with some scissors or whatever to kill Kim. So she's sleeping in her bed, and him and the Trickster are having a full-blown conversation.
He was not sleeping. That was bad acting.
And nobody wakes. Yeah, it was bad sleeping. Okay. And she does not wake up while they're having a full-blown conversation
no matter what
next to them, right? And so then finally Edward Furlong is like, I'm gonna fight back now. And then he gets he gets sucked into the Trickster, right? Like full-blown, like he's like a monster, right? And
then Edward Furlong has cat eyes.
And he's got the burned face. He's like half a Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, and I just want to say, like, when he was all like
And-
Zorgified, and he was like a weird mixture of the two.
So now him and Kimberly wakes up.
Yeah, so they're going out now because he didn't murder her, and he
No. They are not going out.
They're
Maybe.
No, that's not it. So
Oh.
they are
you're
going
talking
out
about the part
still-
before
yes.
the revelation.
And this
Fair,
is where
fair.
this is where the trickster tells him you lose. The detective comes in and shoots him.
right,
And then he has a violently traumatic wake up series.
where we find
Can
him.
we talk at some point about the chair?
I would love to
you
talk about
guys
the
do
chair.
not want to talk about things.
Don, I swear to Christ.
We will talk about
I
anything we
want
want to
during-
talk about, but
Don,
you
I'm
want to
only
talk about
talking about
every
the
little
movie, and
detail.
you guys are like weird about it. Can we
No.
talk about the chair?
Let's
The
talk
chair
about
that was
yeah. Let's talk
we
about the
have
chair.
a 30-minute
a
time
butt,
limit
gone
on
past that.
episode.
and then
It's fine. It's fine. Don, no. Let's talk about the chair. What did
No.
you think
Okay,
about
what-
the chair?
what about the chair?
self-imposed thing?
What about the
Okay.
chair?
What about the chair?
Okay, the chair that he CD-ROMs in, which is
Yeah.
obviously his video game chair, which is bullshit because it's only good for going.
Yeah, it
It's
does
not
look
good
like it's
for
something from a
actually playing a game. It's lean back. It's got 3 spots: head, back, lumbar,
Shoulders, knees,
Right?
and toes.
and then it's got armrests. And everyone that has ever seen that chair burned it.
right on. Listen, there was no lumbar support, that's for sure. So he wakes up and the party is still going on. Now we can go back to what Don was saying about, was this all real? Because that's what
It
I have.
wasn't.
That's what I have in my notes. So Don, do you think it was a dream? Explain.
No.
Oh,
I
what you
do
think
not
it was?
think it was a dream. And that's based on only one thing.
What's that?
And listen, it was all a dream is the worst ending to anything. But
Right.
they didn't do that, which is weird and makes the movie bad. Because if it was all a dream, I'm like, I hate it, but okay. But then they decide to, in the credits, end it in cutscene to a dog carrying a goddamn num foot, a
Right.
purple foot, which
Right.
leads you to go, it wasn't a dream because there's a chopped off foot. And the only reference we have to a chopped up foot is New Age 80s bedroom man.
Right.
Okay.
With the hand job screen.
Mhm.
Yeah. So okay, so it wasn't a dream. Then okay, now I would like to talk about the okay. So he ends up going to the party, right? Kim's party. I have a question for you, Don. Earlier in the podcast, you said you would punch Stacy in the face. Why?
I had those
Listen,
sunglasses that Stacy.
There's
had. I
two
just wanna
things.
say.
Yeah,
She's
you were
sitting
there.
by the pool. She's wearing a goddamn bohemian yarmulke, right? Whatever that thing is on her head,
Looking like she's
like she
straight out
learned
of the
to
craft.
crochet,
Yeah.
but couldn't make that Biden pussy hat.
Right. Looking
Okay.
fresh out of the
And
craft.
she's laying there being a shithead to some dude who's just like, hey man, I want to go see my friend. And she's like, she's upstairs with Tyler getting railed. Obviously, fuck face.
Right on. But she ends up with Kyle. I'm
which
assuming.
makes obviously on top of that makes no sense because Kyle is the more palatable Michael.
I
If
agree.
you don't like Michael, you ain't gonna like Kyle, and vice versa. They are best friends, high five forever.
Right on. I just want to say real quick that two things. One, that guy was the principal because I'm looking at a thing
Yeah.
right now.
Ooh,
He is the
I
principal.
was gonna say that too.
I
Second
never
thing.
saw your hands moving across the keyboard. Kudos.
Okay. Anyway, second thing. Okay. So when he goes into the principal's office at the end, right? Okay.
At the end.
At the end, right? and he gives him the brain scan disc because he's like, I want to show
Which
this
is the
at the
fourth disc because it's red.
yeah, and he's like, I want to show this
Ooh,
to
good job picking up on the details.
right. Yeah. Well, we have notes which we'd like to talk about.
Me too.
Yes, good. I'm happy you took notes. I'm happy you took this seriously. So he then gives him, and he's like,
disappointed you think I wouldn't.
I totally thought you would. I knew you would, to be honest.
We just
but-
didn't think you would take the drinking part to the extreme.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm an alcoholic. I take the drinking part to an extreme.
Yeah. Okay. So then he gives him the brain scan disc, and he's like, I want to show this in horror club next because he has to pre-approve everything. Which I just want to say, the movie that the horror club was watching before all this took place, I didn't think looked that bad.
Awesome.
I didn't think it looked that bad. I was like, you need to pre-approve because of this. This isn't that bad. I'm like, there's way worse stuff out there.
As a person who works in education, I can tell you, I'm not surprised. Not surprised.
Right on.
Can I go to, I disagree with Don, and I don't think it was a dream. I think it was a hypnotic thing. He was under hypnosis. And the only reason I think that is I think at the cut screen where you see the dog with the foot, it's the principal going through the same thing, only it's different people.
That's a good, hey man, that's a good.
That's it. That is a good theory.
Because it's a hypnotic disc, and if he did watch the red one, then he is going through the exact same hypno story.
So you're saying because it mirrors the exact same shot that you saw at the beginning, right?
Yeah,
that's a good point. You might be right.
That is a good point. Okay, I think we're gonna wrap it up there, but before we do, I just yes. Okay, so
are we gonna do an overall viewpoint or some shit?
Yes, if you would just stop talking. So before we wrap it up, I'm gonna ask you overall, Don, what are your thoughts about this movie? Did you like it?
You know what? This is the thing. If I had saw this in 1994, because I did not watch Lawnmower Man, because just from the commercials, I could say no. So now. And also, I remember this movie just very peripheral, like it was just like over here. I would say also no, but I watched it. It was a little nostalgic, and it just felt so much of its time. Now, if you're asking me, would I watch this again? Absolutely not. But would I watch it as someone looking to harken back? Like, as far as nostalgia, it was pretty good. Like, I mean, I got a little Edward Furlong as a bad actor, which he much better in T2, but also not good in T2, just a kid being a kid, right? So now as a 15-year-old being a 15-year-old, worth watching. Didn't love it. The Trickster, I would watch 100 more Trickster movies, but I don't need them.
So, Vetta, what did you overall? What did you think about the movie?
So I didn't hate it. I didn't love it either, but I do go. There is a niche out there. There is a '90s horror film.
I can see why this might go cult.
Well, I don't think it's a cult. I think anyone who's like, I don't think it's a cult classic. Absolutely not. It's not that good. But I do think it would fall into if you're one of those people that's totally
bad.
It's not bad.
I think cult as far as it's that bad. I agree with
that's what I'm saying. I think if someone's like a 90s cult horror, type person, this is definitely something they would want to see.
All I heard was cult horror.
Yes, if it's a cult horror, if you're one of those people that's totally into like 90s horror is your thing, you're gonna love this movie because every ounce of this movie screams 90s movie. I mean, from Edward Furlong's bedroom, Michael's bedroom, the clothes Kimberly wears, the
oh my god,
everything about
how many Aerosmith posters?
Right.
Everything about this screams 90s. So a 90s horror fanatic will want to see this if they haven't already. Any other person, I mean, they might want to watch it just for the sake. I go for those people that are watching this because they drink. You could totally turn this into a drinking game. Every time Edward Furlong says, "I don't want to kill anyone," take a shot. He says it a lot. But
Or
I didn't
trust
think it was,
me.
or yeah,
my
or
God.
trust me, exactly. So I go with, I would recommend it if you've never seen it. I wouldn't, recommend putting it
Yeah.
on a regular playlist.
Matthew,
What
did
about
you
you?
think about this movie?
I love this movie. I'm not gonna lie.
You loved it?
love this movie. Like
Loved
I
it. Oh
loved
my
it.
God.
That's
I
a
remember all the
powerful
times
word.
as a 9-year-old where you're like,
Let's hear
I
your
want to kiss
explanation.
Edward Furlong for me too. And I was like,
Well,
Matthew, stop saying it or you'll get beat up.
listen, you were older than you both of you were older
Yeah,
than
I was.
So when I saw this movie, I was younger. So, but I love this movie. It's ridiculous, 100%. But I think it's the ridiculous that I love about it. Like, it's just so, like, you've got this crazy little guy that's like, even if they bend on my fingers and he like starts breaking, I was like, that is so stupid, but it's so much fun. So much fun. I just loved it because it's ridiculous.
Especially because you can tell that's a fake hand.
Right. Yeah. And I like, especially now watching it, because I remember I watched it with my wife and the whole time she's just like, what are we watching right now?
When you
And
were
I'm just
a
like,
kid, you watched it with your wife?
yes, when I was a kid, I watched it with my wife. And I mean, like, I know it's not good, but just because a movie's not good doesn't mean I can't like it.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can totally like it.
but and would I recommend it? Yes, but only if you're into like ridiculous movies like this.
Yeah,
If you're not, if you're not in the mood to watch a ridiculous movie, then don't watch this. But if you're one of those people that you're just like, I want to watch a bad movie right now, but it's so bad that I'll enjoy it, then I would
Or
be like,
where you're like, I can't afford streaming services, so I'm gonna watch a movie
on YouTube. Anyways, okay.
According to Tubi, it was free on Tubi, and
It
then
was
it
free on Tubi.
wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I had. I had that problem too. Okay.
Because I mean, I think a little bit, and not a lot, a little bit. When I saw it was going to be on Tubi, I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch it on Tubi. And then I ended up watching it on YouTube because I didn't want to pay $3.49 for it on Prime. And there was that pixelated bullshit. And I do, to a certain extent, not a lot, to a certain extent, wonder, would it have affected my enjoyment in one way or the other?
That I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, no one can.
No one
because
can.
Just a few parts where like where you said it was the same blood type, I was like, I couldn't read any of that, so I don't know how you guys knew it. Good on you.
Because he says it. We can hear.
Okay, well, I mean, I was in the army.
Which is totally false.
Thank
you
you
can't
for
get blood
thank
or
you
DNA
for my
from
service.
Thank you for your service. Oh my God, I can't. All right, we're gonna wrap this up now, you guys.
What?
Thank you. Stop. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, you guys, and listening to us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at BS Drunk Pod to stay updated. If you listen to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify or anywhere where you get your podcast, please give us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it. And it really helps us out, monetarily.
And don't give a less than 5-star review. That's a bad review. Fuck off. Just leave it alone.
Yes. And we'll also be posting the video version of this to our YouTube channel.
I'm pretty. It fits. Look at me.
Yeah. So be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and hit that like button, all that good stuff. And that is at BS Drunk Movie
That is
Reviews.
doing the Macarena.
Also, if you have, we have started a Patreon, you guys, and we have plenty of different levels to suit any.
What are the levels? And
we're not going to
go.
We're not going to talk about that right now, Don.
We could.
There are
I don't know about them. You could.
I don't remember them, Don. Okay.
3, 5, and 7.
Wow. 3, 5, and 7. Okay.
3, 5, and 7. So a 3, a 5, a 7.
Yeah, $3, $5, or $7 a month. Those are the levels.
Yep. Okay, and
I'm
so
not
the link
supporting each of you.
Okay, so the link will be for that in the description down below. And please, you guys, don't forget to drink, recap, review, and repeat. Bye, you guys.
They don't mean it.